Hey everybody, Fluff here with Attack on Productions, bringing you another Attack on TCG video. We've got a deck profile today. I've had a lot of fun with this set, and this is probably, I'm going to say, my favorite deck to play that kind of came out of this set. And of course, we're talking about Vanilla Coup. One of the beautiful things about this leader, and I think Android put it the best, this leader really flexes with any color to great success. Maybe with the exception of green right now. But this, of course, is the yellow variant. I do favor the yellow variant over the blue variant. And this is why. The blue variant is a little more aggressive. It has longer extending plays. But the yellow variant is incredibly defensive. Without even really playing defensive cards. Like, when I've played this at locals, like, it keeps up with Super Shenron's Storm. It keeps up with turn 2 Brawlies going off. It keeps up with Veku Ramp that supercharges their energies. It just has a massive hand to protect and defend itself with. It awakens at 6. It's just amazing. Let's have a look at this leader. On the front side, permanent, if there is a Skill-Less battle card in your drop area, you can awaken once you're at 6 life. Which is incredibly easy in this deck to do. Activate main once per turn, choose one 4-star ball in your hand, reveal it, and then draw 1 card. And then you awaken when you're at 4 or less life unless you meet the permanent condition. You draw 1 card, retap one of your energies, and switch it over to active mode. This leader card is almost a problem. Just because on the back side, it's got the activate once per turn, choose 1 4-star ball in your hand, reveal it, draw 2 cards, then choose 1 card in your hand, place it in the drop area. Then auto once per turn, when you combo with a Skill-Less battle card, it gains plus 5,000 combo for the duration of the turn. So what I mean by that is someone's attacking you and you're trying to defend. Say you've got any Skill-Less battle card in your hand. It's basically a free 10,000 combo. I think those are super prevalent in the game right now with the Golemite and the Skill-Less battle cards that this deck plays. I think that's just an amazing, thing to have as a free 10k combo. And this deck can combo to very large numbers with very little resource. One of the best combos in this deck is switching it over from, so on the first side, you reveal your 4-star ball. You play what you need to play. You awaken. You reveal the same 4-star ball to draw another 2 cards. It's just disgusting. Like, this card can draw up to 13 or 14 cards by the end of turn 2 if you do everything right. But that's the leader. Again, we are running the yellow variant in this, and I guess I will move the leader up here so you all can constantly see that. Probably the rock star of the deck is the 1-drop Son Goku, The Adventure Begins. Basically, the thing with this Goku, if you resolve this Goku's effect multiple times throughout the first 2 or 3 turns of the game, you're going to win. If your opponent can't deal with this card, you will win. It's got 2 activate mains. The first activate main is search your deck, or your drop area, grab a 4-star ball and add it to hand. The second one does cost 2 energy, but if your leader card is black, you choose up to 1 Skill-Less battle card with an energy cost of 3 or less from your deck or drop area, play it, then shuffle your deck if you look through it. Resolving this second effect turn after turn will win you the game. Like, it creates a ton of advantage. It creates a ton of pressure. If your opponent cannot deal with this card adequately, they're done. And if they do deal with it, we run cards to punish them for doing so. So they're going to waste resources to get around this. That your opponent doesn't want this to resolve. You want it to resolve as often as possible. So this is one of the key cards in the deck. If you don't see this turn 1, you're playing a very uphill battle in this deck, just because you need to have 4-star balls. You need to have Skill-Less battle cards. So just a rock star main player of the deck for sure. Next, we play a 4 of the Bonds of Friendship Android 8. This is kind of the counterpart and partner in crime to the 1-drop Goku. The Bonds of Friendship. So 1-drop, when you play it, you search the top 7 cards of your deck, choose 1 Skill-Less battle card in there and add it to your hand. And then also auto, when a Son Goku childhood card is KO'd by an opponent's skill or by battle, you choose one of your opponent's cards and KO it. Or I'm sorry, if it's destroyed by an opponent's skill or leaves the battle area for any reason. So it's not, it is by battle as well, but if for any reason this card leaves the field while you have an Android 8, your opponent is going to lose a battle card on the field. And the crazy thing is, if you have 2 Bonds of Friendship Android 8 on the field and 1 Son Goku, you lose the 1 Son Goku, both Android 8s get their effect, they both resolve, and your opponent is going to lose 2 cards if they have any game state. It's just super, it's super disruptive for your opponent, so usually people will try to get rid of the Bonds of Friendship first, and then deal with the Son Goku, and that's the entire point. Even if they won't get rid of my Goku because they don't want Bonds of Friendship to get rid of it, I'm just going to keep resolving Goku. Or if there's a problem card on the field, I can swing with Leader, combo with the 1-drop Goku, Bonds of Friendship effect goes off, and I'm popping cards on the field. So that's what this is so good. So the Bonds of Friendship gets its effect if the Son Goku is destroyed by battle, destroyed by skill, or even comboed off. Even if they bounce it back to your hand, or if they put it back in your deck, for any reason, if that Goku leaves the field, Android 8 goes off. So we run 4 of those, of course. Continuing the black engine in this deck, we do run 2 Training Buddy Krillin. This guy I don't like as much, though he's incredible. I find myself playing him less and less as I build this deck, and I've even contemplated just dropping him altogether. But when you play this card, if your leader card is black, choose one of your skill-less battle cards with an energy cost of 2 or less from your drop area and play it. Then choose one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets, or choose one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets minus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. So this is good for making a comeback and providing additional pressure. I mean, he's a 2-drop 15,000 himself, which is pretty respectable, but then he's going to drop a 2-drop 20,000 if you play him. Oftentimes I charge him, or I just don't see him, or I don't care enough, and I just end up using him as kind of a free combo piece. He's a free 5,000. So we do run 2 of those. And then our last black battle card, well, not last, but last of the normal battle cards, is the super combo 4, or it's the super combo 4 of the Master Roshi strict instructors. So these are when your life is 4 or less, draw 1. I've actually considered switching these to the black Trunks that gets the Sparking 5, because you can fill up your drop area pretty quick. But there's a particular reason that we don't run Sparking, and of course we are running an Overwhelm of sorts. So I felt like this was better for a long-term game scenario. And you just let these sit in your hand, because you do awaken at 6, you become more defensive early. By the time they get you to 4 life, you have a big fat hand. You're probably going to have a couple super combos. You just defend yourself like crazy. Kind of getting into the vanilla engine of the deck, we run 4 of the Son Goku, the 3-drops, 2 of the 3-drop Ginyu, and 2 of the Super Saiyan Blue Son Gokus. So I'm kind of including all these together because they all serve the same purpose. I've seen a lot of people run this at 9. They run 9 skillless. I think this is enough. I don't draw them more than I want to. I can easily find them when I want to, and I can usually start the game with at least 1 in the hand to get it in the drop area. Once the leaders awaken, if they're in your hand, they're a free 10,000 combo. If they're in the drop area or deck, they're automatically targets for your Goku. If this guy's in your drop area, he's a target for the Krillin. So we do run these. The Ginyu and the Son Goku, of course, have 30,000 battle power. These guys have 20,000, but a 30,000 body on the field that can be brought back every turn if your opponent deals with it is just additional pressure. It's very hard for your opponent to keep up with 2 or 3 of these guys on the field swinging every turn. I had a game against Janemba where he Mafuba'd me 3 times, and I was still able to push through and get the win just because of how much pressure this stuff puts on it. Then next, kind of getting into the theoretical spice of the deck, we have Godly Destruction Whis, 1-drop, draw 1. If once per turn, if your opponent switches their energy to active mode using a non-awakened skill during their turn, choose up to 1 of your opponent's energy and place it in the owner's drop area. This is amazing for anything that relies on Explore Bulma, Super Shenron swap, or, you know, the Veku sometimes will play and create additional combos using a Senzu Bean, or pretty much anything that's got that little splash of blue or little splash of yellow. So if anything, re-taps an energy for whatever reason using a non-leader skill, or non-leader's awakening skill, you get to pop one of their energy. These are good. I don't automatically play these guys. I ended up taking out the 2 of the 3-drop explosive power Son Goku and 2 Aider aids because I felt like this was better. It's a free 5,000 combo. It's only 1 energy. It's super disruptive towards other decks, and plus it kind of replaces itself when you play it. So there's no negatives to playing these, where I felt like the explosive powers were 3 energy to play. We're not playing Shigesh in this, so you had to pay 3 to get him out, and the counters from the Aider aids just aren't needed, honestly, in this deck. So I do run 4 of those.
And those would help you from someone in turn 4 using 3 Makumbas on you.
Yeah, it would absolutely help.
Yeah.
I wasn't playing that at that time, but then we run 4 of the Fairless Assault Krillins. Your opponent knows that you can awaken at 6 and oftentimes won't swing into you, so you need these guys to provide a little bit of defense for yourself, or a little bit of self-awakening. So I will oftentimes turn 1 these if I need to awaken, or drop these on turn 2 after I see that my opponent's not going to play. They're free 5,000. There's no harm in running them. They're easy charges once you are awakened, or even it is a good card late game if you're trying to create pressure, because we do run that punishes your opponent letting these attacks go off. So we've got that. Kind of as a backup to the 1-drop Gokus, we have 2 of the Wishmaker Dende's. He's in here specifically for his auto. When you play this card, choose 1 Dragon Ball in your deck and add it to your hand. So we'll play this on turn 1, grabbing a Dragon Ball, adding it to hand, and then we can start using our leader to gain a card advantage. I'm considering taking these guys out. This card has actually lost me the game. Playing it on turn 1 against Super Shenron, I needed a 4-star. I should have kept an energy to defend myself. Instead, I played the Wishmaker Dende. And I just fizzled out on turn 2 because I played this turn 1, drew into the 1-drop Goku, played it. I had 2 balls in my hand, but I couldn't awaken my leader. I could not awaken my leader because the Super Shenron player slow rolled me. I wasn't able to take advantage of the fact that I had multiple Dragon Balls in my hand. So I'm considering taking these guys out. Just because but they are good for backup searches if you need to. Then kind of additional spice in the deck, and the reason that Krillin is so good, and the reason that the 30 drops are so good, or the 3 drops are so good, is because I do run 3 Hidden Power East Supreme Kai. Everything in this deck is super cheap to play. There's 1 card that's kind of expensive, but you don't need this for that card. So if you've got a vanilla on the field, you swing, combo with this, they're now, 40,000 double strike. That's just a big body for your opponent to get over. You've probably got a stacked hand. You can give this to the leader. You can give this to the Krillin with crit early game. This is just a fantastic card in this deck. I usually don't love these pay 1 double strike cards, but this deck really takes advantage of it. So you want to keep that up. And then the last battle card we play, I'm sure you might have already guessed it, there's a lot of black stuff in this deck, is the Beyond Darkness Demigra. It's a Dark Overwhelm 7, so it's not just 7 cards in your drop area, it's 7 black cards in your drop area. He does cost 5 energy. And I will say this, with this deck, if you've not won by turn 5, it's a close game. You're probably... Things aren't going your way, you're just defending yourself to get through, and this is just a great way to finish things off. Auto, when this card attacks, your opponent reveals their hand, you choose up to 4 battle cards from it, and combo with them in your combo area. Now, because of the way this game works, even if they negate this card's attack, you still get to look at their hand, you still get to pick the 4 cards that you would combo with, and they just go to the drop area. I don't necessarily agree with that ruling. I feel like if this card's attack is negated, you don't even reach the combo step. But because it's an auto and the way that autos resolve, you still get to pick those 4 cards and combo with them, even though you don't enter the combo area, which, you know, is great for us because we're playing it, but it's also great for your opponent if they happen to play it against you. It is a fantastic card. Great secret rare. Loved it since it came out. I'm glad it's seeing some play finally. Moving into the extra cards, we do play 5 of the 4-star ball. I think this is the absolute right number for this. 4 is too little, 6 is too much, 5 is just right. These are never dead in your hand. They're always free combo pieces, but if you use them with your skill-less, they give an additional 5,000. So that 3-drop Goku that I mentioned earlier, you swing with it, you combo with the Supreme Kai, giving it double strike plus 10,000. You combo with one of these, he's now 50,000 double strike. And that's just off of comboing with 2 cards, and he only cost you 2 energy to play. And it's just a fantastic card. Plus, you need these to get your advantage from the leader. And if you use one of these during the battle, say you had one in your hand and you use it to combo, to give your opponent, or give your battle card a little bit. If you've got a Son Goku on the field, you can just add it right back to your hand. Oftentimes, I will use the leader's effect to discard a 4-star ball, and then add it back with a Son Goku on the field. So, 5 of those. Then we play 4 Power Bursts. This is amazing for recycling the 1-drop Gokus, the 1-drop Atorades. It's just amazing. There's no reason not to play this card in this deck. It utilizes it to its absolute fullest. I thought Power Burst was just a free negate before that was good in Shenron builds. This deck fully shows off the power of this card. Then kind of a little bit more spice, we do play 3 of the I'm the World Champ. These are easy charges. If you've got a Goku on board, it's a 1-tap draw. 2, it's a Jar of Greed. I mean, Jar of Greed was banned in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's amazing. This card, this is one of the reasons that yellow is so good with this leader, because in 1 turn, you can draw 1 from the leader's effect, draw 2 from the backside effect once you awaken, play I'm the World Champ. You're discarding 1 for the leader's effect, but you just drew 5 cards, discarding 1. That's not counting if you've got super combos or a second one of these in your hand to play off of. It's just a +5 play. It's amazing. And then the last 2 cards, we play Bad Ring Laser. I use Bad Ring Laser mostly to ensure the Demigra goes off, or to ensure like a double swing 30,000 is going to go off if your opponent tries to negate it. Because you can combo so high in this deck, you can really choose when and how you push, how you defend, whether you want an attack negated. Usually, though, this deck just muscles over what your opponent is trying to do. So that, by my count, is 50 cards. I love this deck. It's super aggressive. Even if you're playing against something that you know runs Kami, that will punish you if you swarm. If you sit on 1 Goku, 1 Ader, and a Vanilla, this deck is still incredibly aggressive. Because you can summon another Vanilla, swing with it, combo with your other Vanilla. Like, there's just... This has got 1,000,001 ways that it can do everything. But thank you guys so much. This video was a little bit longer. So sorry about that. I'm trying to get used to playing, or, you know, shorter videos, but I have a lot of experience with this one and a lot I wanted to talk about. If you guys want to see something special, make sure you request it below. If you're not subscribed and enjoyed what you saw, make sure to subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, and leave a like. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, Fluff out.
I want to say something.
Oh,